bracket, but the Wolf might be the answer. We're gonna see. It's gonna be game number 1, the Cloud from Azrael, and the Wolf, the Cloud from Zemmol, the Wolf from Azrael on small battlefield.
Yep, that is where we're going to be starting off for the losers quarterfinal, the other one that we're going to be having. So let's see how this Wolf will now face off against the Cloud of Zemmol. Let's see. Big ouch match, which even, well, works out, okay.
I'm honestly more surprised that Cloud made it back as well. Yeah, has to burn a limit here. Gets another. That should be stock, actually.
That's just dead, right?
Yep. Definitely is stuck.
Coming from the down.
Zero to death?
Yeah.
Zero to death from
You're not
down.
wrong.
Yeah.
Like...
It's a 0 to death from... Oh, whoa.
Oh, it was almost a sheet break.
We are already swinging for the fences.
Well, okay. If you played against each other for this many times,
yeah,
about to happen, right? About to happen.
I mean, it is their like 40-second match.
Something like that. So it's going the distance, but let's see if it's going to be the same for both of these gentlemen, because of course Zemmol still needs to get rid of that first stock of Azrael and still spacing around it pretty well. Still waiting it out, and of course gets the parry there. We are at these hours of the bracket. Oh my god, that was one hell of a call out.
That was a call out. It did not happen because Wolf there is enormously big for some reason. But you see Azrael going for these like heavy call outs against Zemmol's Cloud. Wants to get a big hit in to properly seal this advantage through. Oh. You see Zemmol also waiting for an overextension from Azrael.
Yeah, wants to get that bite in to just get something going. And there we go. When in doubt, dash attack might be your best friend, especially if you're Cloud. And there we go. One stock, 2 to go. Going to be difficult with the way that Azrael has been spacing himself with those aerials.
That's to watch out. Zemmol is slowly but surely making that comeback. It's a bit slow, but it works out because he's avoiding Wolf's hits for the most part. Now gets the forward throw in, tries to go for a punish, but the hit of the down B of the up B downwards is gonna be enough to properly get Azrael off of him. But the forward tilt closing out that second stock for Zemmol, and the Wolf is looking on fire.
Yeah, this Wolf has definitely been, of course, pointing at all lasers, but again, also giving a big challenge here to Zemmol in this first game. Definitely putting him on a bit of a difficult curve right here to kind of get his game plan going while still keeping him on the edge. And there we go. Not giving him any wiggle room to get his own openings. Also not falling for that up B. He really needs to fight in order to get something going. Perhaps with the limit, it can make a big change happen if he gets one of the big hits, one of the big openings. Still pressuring on. Okay, big little shine.
I mean, wants to call out the limit late beam, I guess. Just to make sure that Zemmol does not freely use it in neutral once and waste his time. But Zemmol now in a position where he gets KO'd by the back air. Clean hit, calls out the shield drop there. And Zemmol with a... actually getting 2 stock in the first game despite their amazing run so far. Azrael is looking on fire with that Wolf. Of course, don't forget, this is Zemmol we're talking about. If Azrael's going to get into the pockets, Zemmol has twice as many problems.
Yeah, we can reach deep. We can reach deep into the characters' pockets. But although it was the first guy, I just thought that like Zemmol was kind of surprised every time by those like distance that he was playing off, where there was not a lot of opportunity to really get kind of his 1-2s going. And I think with the way that he was using his aerial movement, it was just difficult to really close off something that, well, otherwise Azrael would have been throwing out of his way. So it's just tough to get that foot into the door. But eventually, I think with that rolling lead that we also know Zemmol for, with his dominance comeback potential, I think still... I still think that we can put up in the distance with the Cloud.
So we're going to Yoshi's actually.
Oh yeah.
And that was an interesting choice. I mean, we've seen it against Tarek and it worked out pretty okay. But against Wolf, also a character that can really help, where the wall jump can really help. It is going to be a bit of a tricky bag to get going, but Azrael quick start, gets 41%. The platform layout is so good for that Cloud, for the Buster Sword to properly slice through every position that Azrael can land here.
Yeah, definitely open up some more movement possibilities. There we go. Also planning on that top platform in order to get the up B going and giving him some more space. And with the limit on deck now, perhaps be a good way to get the momentum going. But of course, Azrael also playing it accordingly, still putting up the pressure. And of course, like you said, also putting up some shines in order to not just randomly get one of those cross blast teams. And there we go. Really need to respect it.
Yep, especially on Yoshi's is a lot more like... it's a lot more advantageous to pull it because those slanted ledges send the blade beam downwards as well if you're off stage.
Good weight.
Yeah. Gets a down smash in. First stock for Azrael again. Zemmol looking like he's in a bit of trouble. Does not find the hits he wants to. It's Yoshi just these stray hits he gets. It's not super long disadvantage or super long advantage stage he managed to get. Again, Ooh, actually survives that.
Yeah, could have been some trouble right there, but eventually still respecting the recovery. So holding on to that second stock for now, but Zemmol definitely needs to get one of these stocks of Azrael because the momentum is still losing out of his hands.
Okay, tries to go for some openings, but Azrael's shield currently very low. Goes on the offense just to keep his shield running back to full size. And now it's Zemmol with the limit. Shine is coming through, but of course you have to watch out because once the Shine get red with a side B, it's going to be big trouble here. Or just a dash attack, goes for the finishing touch to get rid of the limit and recharge it quickly. Because you want to have it as fast as possible. You see the effect it has on Azrael, but he hasn't been really able to hit it. Great up smash and suspicious DI from Zemmol there.
You need to be wary of it. You, of course, get that drag into the up smash. And, of course, on Yoshi with the lower ceiling, definitely curtains right there for that second stock. So, in a difficult position now. Definitely a tough hill to climb if you're Zemmol right here.
Zemmol seems a bit frustrated.
Yeah.
Having trouble getting off the platform is, of course, one of the truly advanced techniques in Ultimate. Getting off the platform with a move. Tricky if you cannot land it, but it is for a character like Cloud who really can add a lot of pressure with these like fastball backers on the platform. It's so hard to do.
Yeah, the most difficult thing that I kind of like realized thus far is that I think normally or like Azrael is just or holding neutral stage very well, just not giving space for Zemmol to kind of get floats, or he's just sitting on the platforms and then of course also not giving an advanced position for Zemmol to kind of get things going. So it's like one of the two, and he still keeps lets him guess, which just does not get Zemmol an opening to really put on the advantage that he has created with the opening. So every time, every clash is just so much pressure, so much work for Zemmol to get something going. Whereas Azrael, of course, sitting with a clean lead, really doesn't need to feel the pressure.
Yeah. Wants to go for the KO here. We saw the up tilt earlier. Does not quite reach the platform, but Zemmol in a position where he can get the KO himself, though. Great blade beams there to close Azrael's recoveries options off. Beats him to go low. Could be conditioning for the spike, potentially gets the forwarder in now, and that is going to be Zemmol with the limit. Tries to wait it out a little bit. Not eager to deal with that.
This is what I can call Zemmol o'clock, because I can see a comeback happening right here, right now, with that big limit, if he can... Oh, do something with it. Well,
if he had it. If he had it.
If he had it, though.
That would have been nuts.
Unfortunately, yeah, well, losing it at the moment, of course, there is still a possibility to get it back, but with the pressure that Azrael has been putting on, it may be difficult for him, because, well, there's a train of backers going, and perhaps one of them is going to be hitting, well, patiently waiting and still getting a punish off with the dash attack, so still don't count Zemmol out, because, well, he gets closer step by step, action by action.
Use the laser to force Zemmol to either shield or jump, forcing him in defensive positions, but...
Maybe in the parry, yeah, okay, until, but yeah, eventually one of the backers should be doing it, and well, that was one, which is going to be enough. But I saw some hope at the end of the tunnel there. I saw some light at the end of the tunnel. Definitely some adaptation eventually, and I'm very curious to see what the next stage pick will be, because I don't think, well, Yoshi was worth a try, but I don't think it's going to be...
I think they're running it back. I think so.
Okay.
They said so. At least I heard.
Yeah. No.
I might be mishearing things.
Rumors may have it that we're going back.
I think it is like the way that Wolf recovers on that stage is a bit more tricky, because Wolf usually wants, like, if the ledge is here, you want to recover like here, so you can either up B to the ledge or side B on the ledge for your timing mix up. But the blade just goes this way, and that's kind of in the exact position where Wolf wants to have the recovery angle. But of course, Wolf needs to be off stage for that.
Yeah, no,
And that seems to be the more difficult part at this point.
Yeah, taking good control of that center stage, also to the platforms, just keeping him guessing every single time. He wants to get a good approach in and wants to make sure that he gets all the best that action of that one opening he gets, but still making his life difficult. And, well, of course, making a reverse comeback is not only difficult against somebody, it's more difficult against, well, one of your tougher opponents, that being Azrael.
And even more so if you know each other so well.
Yeah.
All right, it seems we're not going back to Yoshi's. We seem to be going to Brinstar Depths, apparently.
Oh, I'm down.
Interesting. I'm down for that stage.
Yeah. Good stage, what can I say? But perhaps something like we saw a little bit earlier, maybe small battlefield, perhaps taking it more to the neutral stage. And yeah, from the reflection, I can see we can go into small battlefields, which you can also respect if we're not going to be having a character change and it's not going to be happening. So still sticking onto the cloud, like you said, that could be a speculation on switching off, perhaps because I think in some other encounters we also saw him switching back to Bowser.
Yeah,
but I don't think the Bowser may be ready for it. Maybe he just feels it with the cloud still. I can still see it happen, so let's see how it will be working out in this third game of this very decisive losers quarterfinal on the Verge 2, which is start.
okay, Zemmol already taking it a bit more slow, but of course here's Azrael. You see him retreating the platform, not even trying to get a counter hit. He just wants to play it safe, get a bit more laid back to the ledge, lets him escape. But a big backer coming through and a down air from Zemmol, pushing his confidence back up a little bit, gets the limit in there as well for free as a bonus, but that is going to be paying him back dearly. It's going to be 82% double hits up there. It's going to be both Wolf jumps down, but unfortunate landing there from Zemmol.
Yeah, well, it is a very good beginning, but maybe a better answer for Azrael because the lead is not going to be very long. It is going to be the very back answer there for Azrael, and as well as a parry. Yeah, Azrael is still in these gaming hours where he still wants to maintain the momentum that he gained in the first two games.
Yeah, the parry timings are really on point from Azrael. Of course, he knows the timings. It's so important for playing against Cloud to get those parry timings because his stuff is not like it's safe-ish, but it's if you parry it, it's definitely punishable. You have to go in for that parry.
Some more wiggle room if you enable it, but you need to be wary of those big aerial pressures, that being the backer of Zemmol, and is going to be taking that second stock, so in a crucial position now to perhaps finally get a game on the board. You still need to be wary because Azrael can be quick with finding these sub-good. Okay.
Tries the eye out, but does not get a fallout from the up B. And now you see Zemmol taking that position on the platform here, tries to go for the limit, just wants it going, but it's going to be the upper on the platform. Not the biggest punish from Azrael, but enough to properly get him into that back air KO percentage mid-stage. And also important percentage.
Oh, there we go. Pushing him back again to the ledge and also has the limit on board. Could perhaps be definitely not getting that down air that time, but still putting up the pressure with the limit cross bleed. Still putting him in the air, and yet again making a tough challenge. But be also not connecting, so of course with all the damage that Azrael has been racked up with, all of the favors for Zemmol to finally get his spacing on the board and eventually perhaps get the game in his pocket if Azrael maybe has something to say about it.
Yeah, I like that side B. It is going to be the tool that allows him to go back on stage, but Zemmol has been so careful with how he wants to position. Up tilt is enough. It's almost like a snake up tilt, but it's so it's so much shorter range, but it's perfectly in range for the up tilt or for the small battlefield platforms. But what's not in range is Wolf's recovery, not reaching the ledge, gets it on a SD, or gets does not get back to the stage. And we are going to return to the ban phase. Small battlefield worked out well, but it's just the patience of Zemmol that game, just properly, not even like taking the first shot, just letting Wolf do the work and then punishing it afterwards is so important if you get in the proper defensive positions. Yep. If you get stuck on platforms, it's not going to be the way to go.
No, it's going to be a tough end right there. And like you said, just playing well with the lead that he has created from that big first opening stock and eventually closing it out, where of course it was still close towards the end, so still needs to be wary. And of course, you're not going to be getting those openers every time against Azrael, so You still need to make sure to really work your way up towards that comfortable lead where you may, well, again, play around that game plan. But of course, still, you need to be making it through. And we're going to be gigging a different stage in the form of Caleb. We're going through all the stages almost.
Again, we are doing a full tour on the stage list this time. I think the only stage we have not seen in this entire playthrough is FD and out.
So let's see if we're up for some surprises or if Zemmol, well, will be depleting Azrael in just 20 seconds, but will still be taken alive.
Great parry coming in from Zemmol, goes for the upper to catch Azrael's landing, and now we have been going a little bit hard on those backers. They've not been connecting, but the shield pressure of them is also just enough. Tries to go for a return to the ledge, but doesn't get the punish in. Great empty hop back throw by Zemmol there. Ratting up the pressure is the 124, and Azrael needs to watch out for that backer. It is going to be the one thing to go for.
Yes, that is the main point of focus for Zemmol right now. But at the same time, we're also seeing the back air coverage back there from Azrael, so maybe eating a own piece of his own cake, perhaps. He still needs to be wary.
Down for dash attack, setting up the pressure, tries to go for another one, but he's not able to succeed in that. Honestly, any damage you get at this point is just perfect. 48% is already way more than you should be getting. Goes for the F smash. You have nothing to lose. 155 on Azrael, though. Any hit of Zemmol will take that stock, but Azrael has been so slippery these last few minutes.
Yeah, and you know how much this kind of means in this kind of way that these two players are playing against each other with both downers. Okay, Azrael taking it out, and now taking a deep breather here for Zemmol to finally get something on the board again, because yet again, this is a game that is in the hands of Zemmol. He still needs to find a game in order to push this to a game 5, so definitely not in a safe area yet, whereas with Azrael, he can find one of these good openings and eventually close it out, but still needs to be wary of perhaps a good limit opening that could be sealing the deal.
Yeah, Azrael not really going for the shine. I was going to say not really going for the shines, but this time gets punished for it. Azrael now in a bit of trouble. Zemmol on the momentum here. Gets a great stock so far, but not finishing off the cross slash. Might have hurt him nearly. 126 now.
Yeah, it becomes more dangerous territory here because Zemmol has been playing his cards perfectly right now. Still respecting the approach options from Azrael, but there we go. This time falling for a grab. Fortunately, still gets alive. Not going to pick up by the 4-2 or the 2-frame. Going to put some pressure on the shield yet again, but again, still not taking the full bite. And perhaps now we got a parry, but not a punish out of it. So slowly but steadily coming, well, making his way back towards an even game ground. But there we go. Azrael just too quick at the buttons and gets the crucial backer to still maintain his lead.
Look at the percentage of Azrael, 122%. He is in as much danger as he was, as Zemmol was his last stock. 146 now, needs to go for the backer, and Zemmol finally takes it. 0% for both players. Last stock, potential game 5 could be coming here, but Zemmol is making sure that he wants that game 5 to be see-through now. Great stock, great timing for Azrael to get in that advantage.
Okay.
Draining the limit out.
This is a tough one for both of these players. Of course, Zemmol really wants still to get to a game 5, but at the same time, Azrael really wants to close it out. Has perhaps a good opportunity to do it right here, right now. Because there we go. Get some good read, but fortunately does not get that backer to finally seal the deal because he didn't have a limit as well. So this is still getting very scary for both of these players. The positioning is absolutely great, but maybe not enough.
Yep, those callouts are coming through. Wants to go for the forward tilt, but a great air dodge by Zemmol there saves him out. But the forward smash is going to put him at the downer, and now 109 against 102.
That's the limit.
Yep.
Maybe huge.
Very bad position for Azrael here, off stage with the limit against a opponent that should. In Zemmol's words, lekker for you.
I mean, the thing is, if I would have played at home, I would probably do the same reaction. Yeah. I could just, I could just see it right there. Damn.
Right, we're gonna go right back to Carlos Pokemon League. It is that momentum from Zemmol that last time that truly took the game, getting limit at the right time, getting the damage in the right time, and then finishing off with a down air. I wasn't even. I was surprised he was able to tech that. Honestly, like 130 with down air.
That's crazy. That was just could have been any other way, and it was just non-techable. Well, just
But
games.
he got it.
Yeah, he got it. So still putting it up, but was not enough. So like we said, it is dangerous. You had on the verge Zemmol already going there, and now he's pushing it way further now, really putting him against the wall. So we're going to the game 5. We're going back to Kalos. Let's see how these Giants will be finishing off this set and which player will be advancing over towards the last couple of players left in this On the Verge 2 bracket.
I was gonna say we see a lot of more blaster already from Azrael once you get an early percentage in, but it's punished for it, and a cross slash from Zemmol to get it through. Great conversion there from Azrael. So much damage from just those 2 hits alone. It's already 30% being done from those 2 hits alone. Now Zemmol finding a way to get that limit going. Tries to go for the background. Azrael missing it out. Barely, almost gets in there, but kind of afraid.
Would have been a great conversion if he could have get the others.
Oh, no double jump. Okay.
But, yeah, unfortunately goes high, so no real danger right there, fortunately. But yet again, these 2 players are playing around each other perfectly and still putting up the pressure while they can. And there we go. This way is now going over to Zemmol. And finally gets that step back air, so needs to watch out how Azrael wants to return to the stage. And with a normal get-up, the backer is going to be doing enough. So, of course, the first blood in this 5th game is going over to Zemmol.
Every time you see Azrael double jump so fast, he's potentially doing an up B out of, or the futsal up B. Wants to go for that KO. It is a potential threat here at the ledge, but Zemmol currently with the limit here on deck. Ooh,
yeah, now we face with the difficulties, like we said in the first couple of games, that normally with Azrael maintaining that lead, we could have kind of seen the different playstyle coming back and forth. But this time, Zemmol has a perfect lead and really knows how to play around, especially with a big stage, having more space to kind of figure out what your approaching options may be, charge the limit a little bit left and there.
The thing that also helps is we've not seen these Azrael 4-2 frames for a while now. Zemmol's just spacing his up air for it up be a little bit better. Just make sure he does not lose any stock. And there is the footstool up B we were talking about. Gets it finally, and that is going to be the first stock for Azrael. But
so not too much blood bled, right?
No.
From the side of Azrael. Only 41%, and that's plenty of, well, percents to work with. And even now, perhaps also already making it even, well, almost to it, right? And only 8% between the 2 players, but maybe someone has something else to say about it. Because he still puts up the pressure on the ledge. He really wanted to get that opening towards the most damage. But not getting the 2 frame yet again.
Yep,
putting up the pressure.
I respect the backer there, but sadly missing its mark. 78% on Azrael. There has to watch out, but the limit blade beam actually coming in clutch for Azrael. Not having to worry about it anymore because 78% isn't like the percentage where offstage it will potentially lead to a KO, but has to watch out for it. Double backer for both players. Want to fish their kills, but it's gonna be rough.
Yeah,
Zemmol looks like he's having momentum.
They're definitely respecting each other's approach options. This is looking like a nail biter. Just so many different opportunities where there could have been a smash attack, but still waiting in shield to eventually one of them bites towards the shoulder ends, and eventually not jumping in, still staying, holding on to the platforms, of course, still maintaining it. Gets the footstool, but no up B confirm out of it. And perhaps trying to try to go deep and not getting that 2 frame on the F tilt. Also not going to get the up smash, but on the same time, Zemmol will be finishing back with his own.
Now Azrael needs to find his KO. Zemmol is in full swing. Gets the fully spaced backer, but Cloud, being a heavier character, is able to survive that 133. Still gets back to the stage despite Azrael's best attempts with those 4 tilts.
Not getting the frame on the, how do you call it? Okay, you know what? Lost my thought. It's getting late. It's getting tighter as well. Parry, there we go.
Yes.
Yeah, words, difficult. But eventually, Zemmol is going to get enough space to get the recovery off, but the dash attack towards the other end meets Dagobert. We're going to be having a game 5 last stock situation.
Yep.
Loser side. I mean, I wanted to say I could have expected this, but at the same time, well, it's still
is going to be the real deal. Now we are at the final stage of this this next iteration of this rivalry, but the Wolf seems to be slowly but surely getting capped by this Cloud by this immense pressure from Zemmol, just crushing avenue approach that Azrael is doing. Oh, that is going to be a costly up B. Tries to go for the shine, but it's not going to be enough. Gets a 4 tilt in, better than nothing.
Yeah, slowly getting a hold of something, and now with the limit, perhaps some more dangerous approaches, especially around the percentage that Azrael is in, and also the uppy hitting. But in exchange, the limit is gone, so there's a lot of space or opportunities for Azrael to still get some damage in and perhaps throw him into an offstage scenario. But of course, you still need to get him there, and you're now thrown there by the back air, so still difficult. And it also gets catch by the neutral air, and eventually also by the grab, which followed up by the dash attack, which means that we got an on the verge Zemmol back again, taking it through to the losers semi-finals, closing it out in the best of 5 against Azrael. What a nail biter of a set!
Such an important clutch at the end, right? Reading the option for Azrael, they're getting the dash attack in. That's such an important dash, because if that is gonna be the dash attack on the shield, that would definitely been the stock for Azrael. Gets the up smash, gets the back air or something. Any option there would just throw Cloud off stage, and that is a dangerous position for him to be in. But Zemmol clutching it out. Very close. Game 5, last stock situation.